Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the summer school finale. Can't quite believe we are here at the end of the week, and judging by the chat, neither can you. So I'm glad it's not just me. Anybody who's in kind of Leicester, particularly like in the city of Leicester, will know that we had what can only be described as mega rain about an hour ago, and about half an hour ago half of the sockets in my house decided to just trip out. So if it looks like I'm kind of just coming down from a major panic, it's because I am. And everybody keep everything crossed that the electricity is going to stay on. Otherwise that would be a very abrupt and not quite the end to summer school that I'm looking for. But anyway, welcome to the finale. We've got quite a few bits and pieces to kind of get through, and various different prizes and awards and all sorts of stuff. But as with always, we begin these sessions with our little recap of the daily challenge, which is a kind of extra bonus daily challenge that was just for the final day. So 2 songs of the day today. Well, a song of the day and a song of the finale as well. So it was the kind of summer school appreciation, and it was, you know, send in a GIF or do a drawing and that kind of thing. There were loads and loads of entries, loads of really good GIFs, and people just, you know, chatting and sending in nice stuff. But what I've done is I've picked out all the bits of artwork, because some really creative stuff. And there's some people who clearly, like myself, can't draw, so just put a smiley face on a post and I've had a great week. So, you know, that's emotional as well. But some of the good stuff that we had, a big fan of this one, because obviously it's got my name with a crown on it, which I was definitely there for, but I just love this one. It's kind of encapsulating a lot of the good stuff that we're doing on summer school, and some of the good skills that we've got out of it, and, you know, communication in there and all this kind of stuff. Enjoyed this one. Nice picture, if you're into that sort of thing. But yeah, very good. I'm guessing that's kind of like the brain and the hand controlling it, and exciting stuff, and all the different bits and pieces that have been going on in summer school. So yeah, that's great effort. It's our marketing material for next year sorted out, so we're just going to slap the official logo on it and get that sent out to school. So thank you very much for that. We're all sorted and good to go. But love that, all the different strands and everything, really nice. Like that art style as well, nice little bit of kind of like manga stuff going on at the bottom. This one is fantastic. And yeah, hands apparently are the hardest thing to draw when you're learning to draw people. Granted, I can't draw at all, as before mentioned. Hands really difficult to do, but doesn't matter. Superb effort. So that's the alternative marketing material for next year. Decided to drop this one in, which is a little doodle done of me, apparently, rocking out to this morning's song of the day. University of Leicester pen in there as well, so well done, mentor Zainab, for sending that one in. And this was our winner. This was our kind of bonus winner. Really exceptional bit of art there. So kind of summer school, someone on the medicine strand. For those that don't remember from the other strands, the medics this week have been looking at a fictitious stroke patient and understanding the you know, the impact it can have on the whole patient, not just the immediate physical effects, but the, you know, the detriment to mental health as well. So you know, which is such an important topic, never more important than over the last couple of years. So brilliant work all week. Such great work on all of these challenges. So our final winner, hang on, we do now have, don't we? We've got the drum roll sound, so let's make best use of it. Hey, Khadija, well done. Our final daily challenge winner, and that won't be the last drum roll, you'll be pleased to know. So really well done. That was absolutely great. So normally on our Let's Talk sessions, this is where we look at the programme and then we run off for the day, but this is the finale and we've got quite a lot of other stuff to get through. So I just wanted to start by taking a bit of a look back on the group challenges. I was personally privy to the business strand, and really enjoyed watching the students on that strand. And this is what I've heard from all of the mentors and staff who were looking after the other strands, is watching you guys and girls as the students really kind of develop and come out of your shell as the week's gone on. and that's where the nominations were coming from for the awards this week as well. So it's been really, really great to see, and it's been great to see people getting involved with different disciplines from within that strand. So particularly on the STEM strand and on the arts, humanities, social science strand, we had 5, 6, 7 departments on each of those strands featured, and it was great to see students not just focused on one session, but really enjoying all of them. And hopefully it might have given a handful of people on this summer school the opportunity to look at a couple of other subjects you might not have considered before, and just starting to have a bit of a think that it might not just be the subject you're thinking of, it might not just be that subject you've studied before, it might not be those subjects that you've even heard of, it could be anything that's waiting for you, in a year's time when you hopefully, touch wood, progress onto university, if that's going to be the right thing for you. And I suppose in that wider sense, getting involved with these challenges and with these projects, and working alongside some of our academic colleagues and seeing the fruits of their labour to just help you make that bigger decision of, is that what I want to be doing in a year's time, or is it something I want to do a bit later in life, or is it something I don't want to do? They're all really valid decisions. So I hope you've really enjoyed the group challenges. We've really enjoyed putting them together, and this was a direct result of the feedback we got from last year. So from the class of 2020, they fed back that they loved this group challenge approach and enjoyed what we used to do. So we decided to change all of our projects and all of our strands to kind of embrace this group challenge style. So I hope you've really, really enjoyed them. And I say, me on the business one, I really, really enjoyed it so much so that I delivered the last session, which was good fun. We'll see if the feedback holds up for that one compared to the actual academics from that department. So yeah, I hope you've had a great time, and do think about what you've learned from these group challenges and what you've experienced, and don't just take it at face value of, yeah, I did a group challenge and I did this project on science and it was fun and then I did some science stuff, which is what a lot of students, perhaps when they're writing their personal statement, might do. What we want to think about is how we reflect on these experiences, and that's what I want to look at next. So thinking about, it would help if I was on the PowerPoint. So thinking about kind of reflection, and this is such a critical skill. Everybody on our medicine and allied health strand, you've had access to, and there was a session that was pre-recorded all about reflection, because for medics and any professional in healthcare, reflection is such a critical part of your job and your role and your ability to succeed, and part of your recruitment to becoming a doctor, a nurse, a physio, an ODP, etc., etc. It is that ability to reflect. But actually, for everybody on the summer school, the ability to reflect, thinking about what's coming next over the rest of the summer and year 13, and looking at UCAS applications particularly, what I want you to do is to start to think and look back over the week, and particularly the group challenge activities. That's the kind of core academic related piece of the summer school, and what you're going to be doing next probably is applying for an academic course at university. So those two things match up really closely. But look at it and think, what did you enjoy about the group challenges, and more importantly, why did you enjoy it? What was it that made that session on day 2 really stand out? Was it a particular skill that you got to use? Was it the fact that you could do the work in your own time? Was it the fact that you were part of a group conversation and you could kind of lead on that and do a bit of presenting, and that's your strength? What were you good at? And sometimes what you enjoy and what you're good at can be different. Often they're the same, but sometimes they can be different things. And why were you good at it? And it might be that you got amazing feedback for something that you weren't particularly looking forward to. You might have thought, I don't like presenting, but all I got to do is turn my microphone on and say a few words, and then people are like, oh, that's fantastic, well done, thanks so much for taking part. And you think, oh, maybe I'm better at this than I thought. So again, what were you good at this week? And again, why were you good at it? What did you bring to the table that perhaps other people in your group didn't? Also, what didn't you enjoy? So what did you not enjoy about this week? And that's equally as important. And particularly thinking about decisions and academic choices, if there were certain elements of this week where you thought, not for me. So like on the business strand, we looked at some economic stuff, we looked at some marketing stuff, we looked at supply chain, and there might be certain days you're like, that's really interesting. And other days you're thinking, not as interesting, still a great session, but just not my flavor. And that will really help you if you're thinking, I just want to go and do business management at uni. You might actually be thinking, no, what I need to be doing is like economics, because that's what I've really enjoyed, but I'm not too worried about the management and the marketing side, or vice versa. And again, not just what didn't you enjoy, but why didn't you enjoy it? Was it the material? Was it the style? Was it the skills you needed to use in order to do that bit? These are the really, really important questions. And then maybe what did you struggle with? And again, sometimes what you don't enjoy and what you struggle with go hand in hand, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they are separate, and you can, you know, like when I was at school back in like the previous millennium, so back in the 90s, and I used to do history up until year 9. I remember someone else on the chat this week, like, I've not done history since year 9. I think that was like 4 years ago for you. For me, it was like 24 years ago or something. But nonetheless, history, I didn't really enjoy it as a academic subject at school, but I could still do well in it because the teachers had taught me how to kind of write the essays. I was like, well, I can just churn them out. But what I really enjoyed was doing was science and maths and you know, that kind of stuff. But it's a case of, you know, if there are things you're struggling with, why are you struggling with them? For me, it was always art, as aforementioned, and the kind of expressive art subjects were always my worst grades. And, you know, I never thought about it at the time. It's like, why did I struggle with it? It was probably confidence. I was really shy when I was like 14 and didn't want to have a go at acting or have a go, which is amazing to think now. I like jumping around on camera with a guitar. So there you go. So, you know, understanding something about yourself in the context of the stuff you've done this week, so important. And then also have a think about, if you had the chance to do this again, and we all love to do this again, but we do need a week off now. But if you had the chance to do it again, you were going to restart summer school, if you could go back to Monday morning at 9 o'clock, what would you do differently? Would you do everything exactly the same, or would you do things a bit differently? Would you switch that microphone on a bit sooner? Would you be slightly less active in the chat? Would you be slightly more constructive in the chat? We've seen a plethora of stuff this week, but we're not going to focus on any negatives in this session at all. There's been far more positives this week for me to look at. So, you know, think, what would I do again? What have I learned this week about the material and about myself? And how would I apply that in the future? And that is how we grow. That is how we improve. That is how we strive to reach that next stage in life, whatever it is we're looking to do. So, you know, right now for a lot of you guys and girls, it's going to be that progress onto university or into the world of work or into training and apprenticeships and what you're going to look to do next. So for a lot of you will end up at university, and that's great. And hopefully some of you will end up at this place behind us as well. No pressure, but fingers crossed. And as a university student, this self-reflection is such an important skill. And as you transition into independent learning and learning like a university student, where you are in charge of a lot of your own time, and you're in charge of how you learn, and you're in charge of making sure you turn up to your lectures and so on and so forth. And if you move away from home, you're in charge of getting out of bed in the morning. All these things you've taken for granted up until the age of 18 kind of get stripped away. And that's a great thing, but it's a daunting thing. And learning that self-reflection is so important. So what I'd say is, you know, if you want to keep the summer school vibe rolling, which clearly a lot of you do, over the weekend, just spend a bit of time reflecting on what you've done. However you like to do it, make some notes on your phone, jot some stuff down on a bit of paper, you know, make a PowerPoint. It turns out PowerPoint really good for getting some ideas down, much better than I thought in that way. And do have a look. Everybody else who's not on the medicine and allied health strand, do have a look. The website will be up indefinitely for months and months and months until we, you know, it just disappears or we take it down ourselves. And all the YouTube playlists will be there kind of forever, basically, until YouTube goes under, which I don't think is going to be anytime soon. And have a look at the reflection video. I think it's only about 11 minutes long, 14 minutes, something like that. And yes, it's all about medicine. So if you're like, I'm not doing medicine, just ignore the kind of subject material. But you're all, you know, very nearly adults. You're clearly intelligent. You'll be able to work out the general concepts and the themes and how you can then start to apply them to your university applications, to your personal statements, and make a big success of that next step. So I just want to go through a few bits of kind of housekeeping, because we get a lot of the same questions come through throughout the week of summer school, and then in the following weeks. I'm going on annual leave for a week and to sit in a darkened corner. Actually, it's my daughter's birthday next Wednesday, but we're going to be in a darkened corner for at least a day. And then we've got A-level results and clearing. So we're quite busy bees at the university, so we don't have too much time to go through. So we're going to go through some of this stuff now. So certificates. Turns out year 12 summer school students love a certificate. It's not even a paper one, it's going to be emailed to you. But what we said at the start of the week is it's the group challenge sessions that we're interested in. We're not too bothered about the other sessions because they're all optional. Everything on the summer school has been optional. If you don't turn up, nothing we can do about it. But it's been brilliant to see this kind of big core group, a number of hundreds of you who've been turning up to everything. It's been so great to see you all every day. But Zoom itself, very, very smart cooking. It keeps a good old record for us behind the scene of who turned up. So it kind of stores kind of email addresses and stuff that people, logged in with, and we know who turned up. And what that allows us to do is match it up against your summer school record and see who was there on the session. So don't worry about sending us in registers. I was here for this one, I was here for that one. We'll be able to see. And what we're doing is looking through the group challenge sessions. And as long as you were there for, you can miss one effectively. If you missed more than one of the group challenge sessions, we won't automatically issue a certificate. But if there's some kind of mitigating circumstance, I can see it almost sent Nicola behind the scenes saying, don't say it, don't do it, but we've got to. If you don't get one come through and you really think you should, do let us know. We don't want to be mean, but that might be the reason why you don't get one. Now, you're not going to get them straight away because it takes us quite a while to download all of this data and match it up with our records. And like I said, we've got a really busy couple of weeks coming up at University of Leicester Towers. So hopefully in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we'll have the certificates done and we'll be able to email them out to everybody. So do just hold tight before you start a barrage of, where's my certificate? Do just sit tight until we've emailed. And then you'll know if one is available. So by kind of mid to late-ish August, we should have it all done. We'll do them as quickly as we can, I promise. We've got a new member of staff starting next week and they're going to be let loose on it. So as long as they get a computer. So that's what we'll be doing. But also remember with the certificate, I don't want to sell it short because clearly it means a lot to all of you, but it is just a PDF. At the end of the day, if we were handing them out, it's just a piece of paper. It doesn't change at all what you have or have not done this week. And your experiences of summer school, they are all real experiences. And when you write or you talk about them, that is legitimate. And with the exception of, maybe a couple of medical schools that would be like, I need to see proof you've been on that summer school. Nobody else is ever going to ask to see these things. So don't get too pent up about them. At the same time, we still need to make sure that people have engaged with the summer school. Otherwise, we just send it out to all 700 and odd people that we, have made a summer school offer to. But that's not the point. You get a certificate for doing something. And the doing was turning up to group challenges. So that's a bit about certificates. Let's move on. Another really common question is recordings of the sessions. Now, as I mentioned in one of my roundup emails this week, we've not recorded everything this week. A, because Zoom kind of doesn't let us record everything. And B, we don't really want recordings of the group challenge sessions because they're so into a breakout room, out of a breakout room, a little bit of theory here, and then people just kind of having discussions, mostly in silence on the chat in the early days. And as a recording, that would just be useless. So those sessions haven't been recorded. Plus, there's this whole thing about safeguarding, and you folk are pretty much all under the age of 18, and we can't just go recording you on camera and your voice and everything else without kind of consent. So there's only certain sessions we can record anyway. So some of the things like this one, it's being recorded right now, the welcome session where it's just kind of me talking at you repeatedly. Some of those medicine sessions where it was the kind of admissions Q&A and the COVID on the front line, the psychiatry session today. Fingers crossed, as long as the Zoom cloud has worked, all of those have been recorded. Then what we need to do with them is pop them all, we need to download them all, trim them, sort them out, upload them to YouTube, create a playlist, etc., etc. Again, it's quite a bit of legwork for us. So we'll do that as soon as we can, and then we'll email everybody to let you know where those videos are. So all of the ones that have been recorded will be made available and be shared with absolutely everybody. We won't just do it by strand, we'll send everything to everybody. And if it's not on that list, it means it hasn't been recorded. So that's the thing with recordings, really. So yeah, they might be ready a bit sooner than the certificates, but again, not with the roundup email that'll be coming a bit later on today. Right, what have I got for you next? Few shout outs to some winners and some successful people this week before we get onto the kind of big awards. So game show night on Wednesday, a very strange thing has happened here. You might spot it as we have a look. Apparently there's 5 different disciplines. Rohan sent me through the big hitters. So bridge building, Abby, well done. The show tower, Amy, well done. Map drawing was Alvin. Very well done. You might be seeing the theme appearing now. The quiz was Alina. Well done. And the catchphrase was Agnes. So well done, everybody. Anybody whose name that doesn't begin with an A, you are clearly, disqualified from the word go. So it's just a very, very strange coincidence. I know lots of people's names begin with an A, but I assure you, it was a fair game across the board, and Rohan does acknowledge people whose names begin with a letter other than A. But well done to you 5. Well done for taking part in the game show and for putting up a very good effort and drawing good maps and building good towers and so on and so forth. Bingo, likewise, we had 3 winners sent in their cards. So Amy, Muzammil and Josna, very well done to you too as well. Bingo heroes. I mean, bingo, yeah, there's a fair bit of potluck involved there, but a winner is a winner. So congratulations on your bingo strength. Something else to add to your LinkedIn profile next week. Right, on to the kind of the big reveal, the main event of the finale, is our summer school prize winners. Now, as I mentioned on Wednesday, what I have encouraged all of our mentors and all of our staff and everybody kind of watching the sessions, and I picked one out myself as well that I thought deserved a prize. And we had 44 nominations by 1 p.m. I think some more might have come in, but had to draw a line somewhere. All of the ones that have been nominated since that point, we will get in touch with you, and you'll still get your prize. It's just I haven't had time to include everybody on the slides, but 44 of you I have. So we've got 3 pages worth of winners coming up. And just a massive well done. Some of the stuff that was written by particularly the mentors about some of you was truly heartwarming. It was so nice. If I've got a bit of time in a few weeks, I might even send on some of the individual feedback to some of you individually, because some of it was so nice, and you deserve to read that and see what people thought of you. Others just said these people, and they were nominated, but a nomination's a nomination. And I decided that everybody that was nominated got a prize. I wasn't too worried about the why. Obviously, if like 300 had been nominated, I might have had to be a bit more choosy, but seriously well done. And what it meant was that, somebody noticed you doing really good stuff. And some of you got more than 1 nomination. There was about 10 of you that were nominated twice. I think a few people nominated 3 times, and one of you got 4 whole separate different nominations from different people. And I'll let you know who you were as we go down the list. So let's get the drum roll noise back up. This is big business. Right. So the first, they're in batches of 15, but here we go. Right. Right, so we have got Abdul Rakib from Med 20, Abigail from STEM 1, Agnes from Med 5, Alana from Med 5, Alfie from STEM 5, Alina from Med 16, Alicia from STEM 3, Amy from Business 4, Aniqua from Med 15, Asma from Med 5, Beta from Med 12, Carrie from Law 3, Ellie from Art 1, Emmeline from Med 10, and Godwin from STEM 4. Well done, absolutely well done to all 15 of you. On to the next page. Hannah from Art 2, Ibrahim from Med 14, Ilias from Business 5, Jessica from STEM 2, Julia from Business 6, Justin from STEM 3, Casey from Law 2, Leah from Law 5, Layla from Art 1, Lily from Art 4, Lucy from Med 3, Rukman from Business 2, Mariam from Med 12, Mattinger from Art 3, and Maya from Art 4. Absolutely brilliant. Congratulations to all 15 of you. Seriously, seriously well done. And our final quick maths, 14. We have got Mega from Law 1, Michael from Med 13, Milandeep from Med 10, Molly from Law 4, Muzzamil, also a bingo winner from Art 5, Mackenzie from Med 10, Rose from Med 10, Sima from STEM 6, Tallulah from Med 4, Tammy from Law 2, Tanzum from Med 16, Wei Ming from Business 3, Zain from Business 5, and Zainab from STEM 5. So seriously, all 44 of you, plus there's going to be a few more from nominations that come through late in the day. So well done. So well done. You absolutely deserve it. The person who got 4 nominations, I really hope they're on the call to see this, but it's on this page here, and it was Tallulah. So 4 separate mentors got in touch to nominate you. So whatever you've been doing this week, keep doing that. That is seriously the right stuff. And if you were perhaps in Tallulah's group and thought, yeah, they were great this week, then they were. Seriously well done to everybody. So everybody that you've seen so far on these 3 slides with the drum roll and the star, and who've won an award by being nominated, you will all be at some point in receipt of a lovely £10 Amazon voucher as our way of saying thank you for really getting stuck into the summer school. So seriously well done. And like I said, anybody who we've not been able to include on the slides, we will be getting in touch with you as well to kind of let you know you've won and email out your voucher to you. So yeah, thank you so much. And they will probably be along around about the same time as the certificates, I'd have thought, just so you've got a bit of an idea. So don't go spending it quite yet. But seriously well done. It's so great to see so many of you come out of your shell and really develop as the week's gone on. And the vast majority of these nominations came in yesterday afternoon and this morning. So people who'd seen stuff kind of later in the week. So really well done from me. Hopefully I've made that point quite clear. Right, let's move on. Tough topic to talk about now, but there is life after summer school. And year 12 as a year of your education is a really key year. And yours has been shaken up badly, decimated in certain cases, and you've just not been able to go to school, and your learning has been impacted. I don't need to tell you this, you've lived through it, but I just want you to know that we acknowledge that. And things are slowly starting to recover, but this summer is still going to be absolutely hit and miss. But we've got some advice, and we've got some things that you can look to do. I've already spoken at length about reflection and what an important skill and trait that is, and it's no more important than at the moment, because some of the experiences you might have been hoping to do in terms of work experience, or attending university summer schools in person, all these things, you've had some of that denied from you. So you need to be able to reflect really well on the things you have been able to do. Something to kind of take comfort from there is that everybody is in the same boat. Every year 12 student, regardless of what school they're at, the most expensive independent school in the country, it doesn't matter. COVID doesn't discriminate in that way. It's it made it rubbish for everyone, so no one is at a particular advantage in that way. So it really is about reflecting on what you have done. But some of the other things you will be able to do this summer, so university open days, and some of these are going to continue online, but in-person ones are beginning again as well. And I emailed about that at the start of the week in possibly the first roundup email, but they're all starting to blend into one in my mind now. But do go back and have a look at that, and I'll probably pop the links again onto today's roundup email, because it's the last one. So a few things for you to look at over the summer. And it is going to be amazing that you're going to get the chance to go and have a look around some of the universities you're thinking of applying to. Last year's Year 12 students just didn't get the chance. They're only just starting now to be able to go and visit the ones, and they've already applied and they've got offers, and they're like, I've never even been there and I might be going there, or they already know they're going and they've never even been and seen the place. Like buying a house without going to look at it first. So you're doing a bit better than them, but only just. Personal statements, I'm not going to do a whole talk on it now because we have them all online. And go and have a look at the summer school website. All roads still lead to the summer school website. Do go and have a look at that and find the videos that we've got. Ashley recorded like an hour-long one, and it's brilliant. So go and have a look at that, and it will really, really help with your personal statements. The UCAS website has tons of useful resources as well about all of the application process, but they've got some specific bits about personal statements, and that is something, a document that you need to be working on over the rest of this summer. So please don't delay. When you get to the start of year 13, teachers and them, back in person, they're going to be jumping down your neck wanting to know where that draft is. So have one ready to go. Going to be really, really important. So yeah, the summer school website will remain live indefinitely, as mentioned, and all of those other resources, we're leaving everything on there. So do just go and have a look. Now, work experience, still very, very difficult to get, and maybe you're going to try and have a stab at getting something over the summer, but there are lots of online alternatives. And this is particularly important for our medicine and healthcare strand. So things like Observe GP, and go and have a look at the other stuff that the Royal College of GPs have got there, and just do a bit of Googling as well. A kind of similar version of the project you've been working through this week exists on our website in our doctor's bag section, where you can look at kind of a work experience project. And online work experience is just as valuable as in person, because with all of these things, all of these experiences, whether it's work experience or a summer school, or a part-time job that you've got, or just lectures you've done, or reading you've done online, whatever it is you're doing, it's what you've learned from these experiences and how you reflect on it, rather than the list of things you've actually done. Okay, so how it's changed you rather than having the certificate, if you see what I mean. The other things to look out for this summer are, if there are any kind of UCAS exhibitions, UK University Search, and those other What Uni Live and those kind of things. Some of those are happening online, and a bit of chopping and changing of dates. There might still be something for your course, so go and have a look at those and see if there are opportunities to engage with universities you're interested in online, if you can't go make their open days and that sort of thing. If you want to interact with our students, and a number of our summer school mentors are on this UniBuddy platform as well, you can head to our normal website, so it's www.le.ac.uk. You can see it up in the top corner of the screen here, /chat, a word you are very fond with after this week, so /chat, and it will take you through to our UniBuddy homepage, where you can then start a conversation with any of the current UniBuddies that are on there. So you can chat to them about their course and life at Leicester and what it's like, and just get to know student life that bit more, because it's the sort of thing you would have been able to do in an in-person summer school all week, all throughout the kind of downtime. You'd have just been like nagging our mentors, oh, what's it like on this course, and so on and so forth. So you can do that in a virtual space as well. And one other thing that's creeping up into your life after summer school in the immediacy is going to be our evaluation form. And I've got that all ready to go, and I'm going to email the link out to you all very soon after we've finished, hopefully before 5 o'clock tonight, but after we finish the can't think what this session's called now. It's been a very long week. The finale. After we finish the finale, we'll get that sent on to you all, so you can see. Well, what we want to know is your feedback. For those of you that filled in the baseline survey, super big thank you for doing that. All of those same questions are asked again, because we want to see if there's been a change with you as a collective. And then we've got some extra questions where you get to rate the different types of sessions we've had this week and tell us what you liked and you didn't like. It take about 10 or 15 minutes tops, and your feedback is so important. The reason you had so many improved projects this year is because of the feedback of the 2020 students. And remember us saying on day one about kind of pay it forward. This is your chance to do that. So yeah, you do that. Right, what is next? We are storming towards the end, So keep in touch. You are our class, our summer school class of 2021, and there was a handful of students from the 2020 class that did keep in touch with us and kind of let us know what they were doing. And one particular student is hopefully joining us in September, who was part of a group project last year that created this incredible poem, and they are hopefully joining us as a student. So when I'm allowed to do so, I'd very much like to shake their hand in person. Would be a great thing. So who knows, that could be you in a year's time. We've been so impressed with so many of you. But let us know what you're up to. If it's, I've got my place at Warwick, or Durham, or wherever you're off to, then amazing. We'll be still really happy to know what you've been up to. The website will stay live. I've mentioned that many times already, and we've got our Leicester on Demand, which some of you I think may have been having a look at this morning. But if you want to experience a bit more chemistry at Leicester, or any other subject, there's lots and lots of stuff you can have a look at on there. I will send around the link for the open days and tours again, specifically for Leicester. So if you do want to follow up the summer school with coming to see us in person, I know a number of you have booked already, because I've had you asking me questions about it, but it's the perfect opportunity to come and complement what you've seen online and come and see it in person, hopefully not on a day like today with rain strong enough to knock out electricity in my house. The email account, that stays open all year round. Granted, it tends to get a bit quiet over the autumn, the winter and the spring, but do drop us an email, any questions you have, at any point. You are our summer school class of 2021. So, if you've got a question about personal statements in November and you just want to ask us something, drop it on there. Can't promise you we'll answer it quite as quick as we've been doing this week, but we'll spot it and we'll get back to you. And our social media channels, they don't go away either. So continue to follow us on there. We'll always have useful bits and pieces posted, particularly if you do apply to Leicester and hopefully become an offer holder. There'll be lots and lots of really useful stuff on there for you as well. So do carry on following us on there. Right, we're getting close. My voice is getting close to breaking as well. So I've just got a few people that I want to say thank you to. First and foremost, all of our mentors from this week, who've been a bunch of absolute superstars, and I'm sure you would join me in giving them a massive round of applause if we were in a big old lecture theatre together and make them get all really embarrassed and red-faced and make them say things and all sorts of stuff. But we can't do that. We can't do that in an online space. But we just want to say that we love our mentors. You're all absolute heroes. You are the life and soul of the summer school, and keep it moving. So just an absolutely fantastic effort. There's a number of members of staff that you've maybe seen just kind of briefly pop up on screen, or seen them answering questions in the background, and people who've done loads of really useful bits and pieces for the summer school. And I just want to give shout outs to about 8 or 10 of them now. So just indulge me as we go through. In no particular order, it's the order I wrote them down. Anita, who's been running all of the daily challenges and looking after some of the business sessions as well. But Anita has been smashing it and doing all of the daily challenges, posting them every day, even logged on her day off on Monday after the auto scheduled tweet failed. Thank you very much, tweet scheduling, and logged on and made sure that was shared for you. So massive shout out to Anita. Mohammed, who spent the week before he went off and got married and went on honeymoon, putting together the Spotify playlist for you. So all of the tunes you've been able to listen to this week. Thanks to Mohammed for trawling through all of your entries and searching for every song individually on Spotify and adding them on. Huge thanks to Sarah and to Lorna and to Oliver for just doing so much medicine strand this week. What you won't know as our post-16 students is that on Monday and Tuesday we also had a pre-16 medicine and healthcare summer school running, which those three were running at the same time as running some post-16 stuff. So they are multitasking superstars. So huge thanks to them as well. Anybody on the arts and humanities and social science strand will have seen a lot of Charlotte this week. So massive thanks to Charlotte for overseeing the creation of that project and for running it so beautifully this week. Ditto for Ashley for chipping in and helping out running some of the business sessions and making people co-hosts and keeping me in line and sorting everything out. And the same Savannah and Ellie in our law strand. They've been exceptional. Savannah doing her bit of acting or something good was going on in one of those sessions. Desperately wanted to see that, but didn't get the chance to because we were running business stuff. Big thanks to my colleague Dan for helping me build the website. That website I clearly have a lot of love for. Also, big thanks to the Medical Schools Council, who part fund our post-16 and fully funded our pre-16 medicine strand. So that wouldn't happen. We wouldn't be able to run that strand without them. So we're hugely grateful and really thankful that we're able to partner with them. So big love to the MSC as well. And the final person I wanted to thank is, you can see her lurking around on the screen there, UOL Nicola, and you'll have seen her cropping up if you've been doing the STEM strand. You've met Nicola a lot this week, but I want to thank Nicola specifically for huge amounts of work this week, but also huge amounts of work over the last 6 months at helping bring the summer school together. Last year I did a lot of this on my own and it wasn't good. The summer school was amazing, but my own sanity was not good by the end of it. But this year it's been a very different thing. So huge thanks to Nicola, and like big round of applause from everyone on the summer school for helping make it such a massive success. And anyone else in our wider team who chipped in and helped out, of course, you know, huge thanks to you as well. And the final thank you goes to you as our summer school students, because if you don't turn up and you don't turn your microphones on and you don't get involved with the sessions and don't just give it your all, there's no point. And nothing runs, and we can pour our heart and souls into it. But if you don't pour your heart and soul into it, we just don't have an event. We don't have a summer school. And it's been so brilliant to see so many of you, you know, start on Monday and finish on Friday and not kind of drop off as the week's gone on. If anything, improve and get better and get stronger. So just a massive well done, and thank you to every single person who's logged on for any of the sessions. But you know, double thank you to those of you that have seen the projects through. And you know, I kind of feel like I almost know you. I know your names a little bit now, all those different screen names. So yeah, seriously well done. Oh, the voice, it's so close. Nicola, you have appeared.
I feel like I should jump in and say thank you. I don't think students quite realise just how much effort goes into making a summer school happen. It seems like there's not a lot going on most days, but trust us when we say this has been the last 6 months of our lives pretty much, and the last couple of weeks have just been non-stop. So Nick, thank you for all the time you've put into it. Thank you obviously for building a very pretty looking website, and I'm just sorry Unibody didn't quite make it work with all the pretty boxes being exactly in line. But thank you for your time, and thank you for putting the summer school on. The chat has been non-stop with lots and lots of thanks and how much they've enjoyed themselves. So I think that's a testament to the effort you've put in over the last few weeks and months to make it happen. So on behalf of all the students and all the mentors, we thank you too.
Yay! Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. It's the job well done that is the thanks, really. So where do we go from here? Well, it's the last bit. So what we do at the end of summer school is we put together a little montage. Everyone loves a good montage. A little montage of the best bits of the week. And this week you will have got you know, kind of very used to seeing the screen saying, you know, when the music stops, the session will begin, and, you know, song of the day, and then we'll get started after that. But with our finale, sadly, it has to be the other way around. When the music stops, the session will end. So final thing from me is just, you know, a huge thanks again to everybody who's been involved. I hope you've had a fantastic week. I hope you've had an absolutely excellent time. Do take the time to reflect on what you've experienced and what you've learned. And we've got a little, it kind of looks like a video, but actually it's just a sneaky slideshow. But a little bit of, you know, kind of highlights of the week, and a couple of extra pictures you won't have seen yet thrown in there. And then kind of when the music finishes, go forth and enjoy the rest of your summer. But I'll be emailing you a bit later on with a few extra bits and pieces. But otherwise, that's it from us here at Summer School headquarters. And, you know, just have a great summer, and hopefully we'll see some of you a little bit later on. All right, enjoy. I'm going to turn my video off and disappear when this starts.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.